In a landmark judgment, India's Supreme Court has recognized the right against the adverse effects of climate change as a distinct fundamental right in the Constitution.
The Supreme Court has now, for the first time, made it clear that we as citizens have rights to a clean environment and against the adverse effects of climate change.
This is what the Supreme Court said in a landmark judgment on April 6, 2024. The judgment linked the right against climate change to Article 21 and 14, with the Chief Justice of India saying the rights to life and equality could not be fully realized without a clean and stable environment. The right to health, which is a part of the right to life under Article 21, is impacted due to factors such as air pollution, shifts in vector-borne diseases, rising temperatures, droughts, shortages in food supplies due to crop failure, storms, and flooding. The inability of underserved communities to adapt to climate change or cope with its effect violates the right to life as well as the right to equality. If climate change and environmental degradation lead to acute food and water shortages in a particular area, poorer communities will suffer more than richer ones. This judgment is of particular importance to India. Despite having several fragmented policies on the state and central level that look into impacts of climate change, there is not a single unified legislation that sets important milestones and directions for our mitigation and adaptation plans. This could include a just pathway towards clean energy or establishing systems that work on a community resilience in the face of frequent climate disasters like floods, droughts, heat waves, cyclones, and more. A major highlight of this judgment is the recognition from the highest court of the country that climate change impacts social justice. Violations of the right to a healthy environment can reverberate across numerous rights domains, including the right to life, personal integrity, health, water, and housing, as well as procedural rights such as information, expression, association, and participation. Unequal energy access disproportionately affects women and girls due to their gender roles and responsibilities, such as through time spent on domestic chores and unpaid care work. However, this judgment should be taken with a pinch of salt. The Supreme Court judgment also recognized the critical role of solar energy in the journey against climate change. And India has an ambitious target of establishing renewable energy capacity of 500 gigawatt by 2030. Keeping these aspects in mind, it's especially critical that we do not read this judgment as an opportunity to build rampant solar parks that take over fertile lands, displace communities, and endanger local biodiversity. This judgment should act as a first step to recognize the role of communities in decentralizing the establishment of renewable energy plants that will enable inclusive transition and build resilience. Despite barely accounting for historical emissions, today India stands as the third largest contributor to greenhouse gas emissions globally. Meeting the 1.5 degree target as set by the Paris Agreement is critical to countries that are especially at the forefront of the climate crisis, like India. As per the data from the Center for Science and Environment, in 2023, we experienced extreme weather during 87% of the days. And this could get worse if we don't focus on just transition systems that look at mitigation and adaptation measures for the most marginalized communities. We are in the race against time to redesign our systems to make them more efficient, inclusive, and impactful. Join the demand for a comprehensive climate change act in India. Sign the petition now.